You're going to love this on the show today. I speak to Oliver. He's got 3 hot air balloons. One of them costs around £100,000 each. He takes people up in his big basket. Today, I speak to Oliver. Now, Oliver owns 3 giant hot air balloons. They cost £100,000 each. And do you know what? He charges people between £200 and £1,000 to go up in his big basket around York. The price of the balloon rides is going up, and that's inflation. This show is supported by Revolut Business, the all-in-one business account to manage your finances. Whether you've just started out or already running a large company, Revolut Business has got the tools for you to grow and scale your business. Right, let's get into the big show. Welcome back to the Business Broadcast. This is the podcast designed to help grow your business. And today we speak to Oliver Webb, who's got a very unusual business. It's a first for us here on the big show. He's got Yorkshire Balloon Flights. It's a balloon company based in Yorkshire. Go and check them out at yorkshireballoonflights.co.uk. They've been going 5 to 6 years. They're doing £12,000 a month. They've got 3 team members, 1 full-time me, and then 3 part-time regulars. Biggest challenge in the business, sales have depleted massively since 2024. Second biggest challenge, competition is driving the price down. Third biggest challenge, empty seats in baskets and the weather. I do know this, that I sort of come across someone years ago that done this, and the weather can just say, no, you're not flying today. And so that's it. You have to rebook all those people and you don't get that time back, do you? I asked him this, where do you want to be in 1 year's time? He said, I want to get sales back up to pre-2024 levels. We are definitely, Michael Chudley, who's joining me over here on camera 2 as producer today.
Hello.
We are getting more and more people saying that the economy is affecting their business. Now, whilst I appreciate you are your own economy, but you operate inside a national economy, inside a global economy, and business owners are definitely feeling it right now. This is happening more and more on the show. I asked him, what does your business look like when it's finished? He said, multiple balloon flights flying out of our Yorkshire site at a time, with full baskets always. I asked him, do you make the profit that you want to make? And he said, no, I want more profit, James. Last set of accounts showed a 20k profit after all what we've been doing. And that's just less than minimum wage rate, isn't it? To run this massive business, take all the risk, actually take people up into the sky, deal with the weather, put up with everything to earn less than you could on a full-time job in Sainsbury's. And it's just not fair, is it? How do you spend your day-to-day time in the business? Flying when the weather allows, running the office outside those times, but also have a lot of free time to do stuff when the weather is not on our side, as it's a seasonal business. And he's got some questions he'd like to ask me. So that's it, gang. Welcome back to the Business Broadcast. I'm James Sinclair. That is Michael Chudley over there.
We've definitely never had a balloon business.
No.
A flying balloon business on the podcast before.
Yeah, I think just to give people context, it's one of those massive
Hot air balloons,
yeah.
That they do in Morocco.
Yeah.
Over the Sahara Desert.
Has it ever tickled your taste buds to do something like that?
No, I don't really like heights, so
nor would I.
No.
I wonder if let's just quickly ask him. Does it get wobbly up there? Like, do you feel turbulence like in an aeroplane?
No, we avoid that. That's why we go so early in the morning when the atmosphere's at its most stable. So we meet at ridiculous o'clock in the morning, which is before any of the thermals have started, and that's what creates the turbulence. So we go before the turbulence starts, basically. Yeah.
So if you're in a plane early in the morning, is there less turbulence?
There's less turbulence, yeah. You still might get it because planes are flying in different weather completely. But yeah, you still might get it over certain areas if, like, you're flying in Asia where it's very turbulent. There's massive cumulonimbus clouds around and things like that. But yeah, generally overnight and in the morning, early morning, there's going to be less turbulence. Yeah, for sure.
How fast do they go?
Very slow. I wouldn't use the word fast to describe it, to be honest. We're limited to 10 mile an hour, and that's including gusts on the surface. So when we climb to altitude, we tend to go faster than that, but probably you're going to be talking 15 to 20 mile an hour max speed at altitude. But on the surface, we're limited to 10 mile an hour, including gusting. So pretty slow, really.
Who limits you to 10 miles an hour?
So the manufacturers of the balloons, basically. So the hot air balloon has a limitations on it for safety reasons. Obviously, it's all about safety at the end of the day. So the manufacturers tell us what speed we can fly them in, and there's more restrictions on big commercial balloons like ours as well. We can fly in slightly lower wind speeds than maybe private pilots and smaller balloons might get away with. But as well as the manufacturers having limitations on the aircraft, as pilots, we also know our limitations, and we know that once you start going in winds over 10 mile an hour, it gets pretty unstable and difficult to get the balloon in the air because it's effectively a big sail. So it moves around a huge amount when you're inflating it. So ideal, you want flat calm conditions on the surface and then 10, 15 mile an hour.
I appreciate we're trying to do a business podcast here, but just because we've got you on, I am. It's interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an accident in it?
No, nothing that could be life-threatening, but we've had a few, interesting moments, let's say.
Has a basket ever hit a tree?
So sometimes when we're coming into land, you might actually use the tree a little bit to slow you down, believe it or not. So it's not very often, but when you say hit a tree,
way too sketchy for me.
We've never ended up in a tree, James, but we've sort of brushed the top of the tree as we've coming into land in the field behind it. But occasionally it happens. But yeah.
Just is there anyone saying, Oliver, you're allowed to do this, or can I just do it in my garden?
It's all governed by the Civil Aviation Authority. So
do you have to tell them you're taking off?
It's very heavily regulated. So like it's effectively, to do it, you have to set up an airline. So I run an AOC.
Do you go, this is Colourful Balloon 1 here, we're just taking off, we're off to London. Colourful Balloon 1 here. Do you have to do that? If we're taking off in controlled airspace, you have to speak to air traffic control. But generally, as a rule, balloons tend not to fly in controlled airspace because it's just easier not to. Bloody hell. Okay. One quick question before we do. But how do you, with the plane, there's certain and helicopter, you can say, I'm going to land there. Yeah. How do you land there with a big blimpy balloon above you?
Well, you can't say I'm going to land there. You've got a good idea of where you're going to end up roughly.
Within 10 acres.
Yeah. Well, maybe even within 2 miles. But you're not. You can't. It's very rare, really, when we can say, right, we're going to land at that specific field. But by changing altitude, you can change direction of the balloon because at different altitudes you've got different wind directions. So you can steer a balloon, believe it or not. But it's not
how high do you go? How many feet high?
Well, I've been to 15,000 feet in a hot air balloon, which is about half the height an airliner flies at. But generally, on a commercial flight out of York,
in a basket.
Generally we fly to 2,000-3,000 feet on a commercial flight out of York, so it's nothing ridiculous.
Do you have to wear seatbelts in the basket?
No, only the pilot.
Fine. So he's all right if it all goes wrong, and everyone else.
Pilot's all right, but all the passengers get to sit down and hold on for landing. The pilot doesn't. He's operating all the controls, so you don't want him falling out on landing. So you have to wear a pilot restraint. But
it's just a big wicker basket, isn't it?
It's a big wicker basket, yeah. There's a bit more engineering to it than that, but it is to the untrained eye. It just looks like a big wicker picnic basket, yeah.
Okay, fine. Right,
15,000 feet in a basket
over the Alps.
Right, we will be back to you shortly, my love. I think we did have to get some clarity on that, Chuds, just to bed the podcast.
Yeah, but that could be a podcast in and of itself.
Would you do it?
No way.
No, I mean, I will. I mean, you've seen me on an aeroplane.
Yeah, not a chance.
So I go in an aeroplane that's worth 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 million quid, and I flipping hate the thing. And I go, how's this working? Get me in a basket with a bed sheet with helium in it or whatever it is. Not for me. But I get the appeal. I've seen them and I go, they look good, don't they? 200 quid, though. He said, like people don't want to pay that. We had in the pre-chat to go up per person. But it needs to be at least 200 quid, doesn't it? How much does actually quickly ask? We're just going to do a quick interesting fact or quote of the week here. How much does it cost to buy yourself a hot air balloon?
So a commercial ride balloon like what we operate, you're looking around 100 grand at the minute, probably more than that. It's been a couple of years since we've bought one.
100 grand, and how long does it last?
With inflation. Well, it just depends. Probably about 600-700.
Just squeezed in there.
Yeah. Probably about 600-700 flying hours. the canopy. So that's what we call the envelope, the actual balloon part. The basket, the bottom end, the basket, the burner, the fuel cylinders, they can last a lot longer as long as they're well looked after. But what happens is over time, it gets porous, the balloon.
So the balloon is £100,000. Then how much is the basket?
So, sorry, just to be clear, that would be for a commercial ride basket, burner, fuel cylinders.
Oh, the whole kit caboodle.
The whole balloon.
Is £100,000.
You then, on top of that, you need your retrieve vehicles, your trailer that it sits on. Obviously, when we take off, the ground crew follow us in the retrieve vehicle. So we've got Land Rover Defenders that we use to get to the landing site. So that's an added cost on top. But yeah, the balloon itself, you're looking £100,000 ballpark figure.
And you go off from Yorkshire.
Yeah, that's right. From York, actually.
From York.
Specific. Yeah.
So just to give people, if I was flying from York to Leeds, well, that's in Yorkshire, isn't it? Leeds. How long would that take me to do in a hot air balloon?
It just depends on the wind speed. We tend not to get that far. Leeds is about 30 miles from York. Not even that, maybe 25 miles. I've done it once or twice, but you got the problem that you've got a major airport there, and we don't fly into Class A airspace, so we'd have to land before Leeds. But you could do it in. I've done it before in about an hour and a half. Yeah.
What would that take in a car?
It's going to take, if early in the morning without any traffic, it's going to take you 40 minutes, probably 35, 40 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm now imagining just like planes, but I'm now imagining the first person to test this.
I have got another interesting fact to quote.
Interesting quote.
So I watched a documentary about these guys that built their own hot air balloon to get out of communist Russian German into Western Germany, when they had the war.
Yeah.
And they made their own hot air balloon. Do you know the story, Oliver?
Yeah, I've seen the film. Was it Czechoslovakia they were trying to get out of there?
No.
Am I right? Am I getting confused?
They were
I know the story though. Yeah.
They only needed to go because it was this big wall, wasn't it?
It was a real short distance, wasn't it? Yeah.
But they made it in the forest, and they went and they drove all around Germany buying the material, so nothing got suspicious. And they did it once, and it didn't quite go enough, and they managed to conceal the evidence. And then they done it again, and 6 brothers got out because half of their family were in the western side of Germany, and the other half were in eastern. And madness, absolutely
incredible
madness story.
Yeah,
and they just done it with sewing machines.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go. Right,
the basket.
I very brave. I wouldn't have done that with that sort of technology they have. Do you know what I mean? Nowadays, balloons are we've refined it now. But back then, fair play to him.
Okay, right. We'll come back to you in a bit. Right. Okay. So we now understand the business. And I had a pre-chat chuds with Mr. Oliver, and he said people are not spending as much money, and he's got empty baskets. He's got some. What are you laughing at?
No, it's just you're reducing the whole thing, the whole piece of engineering to a basket.
Yeah, well, because in his own words here, I'd like 4 baskets always.
4 baskets or full baskets?
Full.
Okay.
Yeah, FULL. Full baskets. I'll tell you what I would do. If I was up there, I'd definitely be speaking to Yorkshire Tea, because you're a Yorkshire company, and get them balloons, Yorkshire Gold, and just get them to pay you to fly around Yorkshire.
Wrap the balloon.
Wrap a balloon. Right. I think we discussed all of that.
From one flying fact to another flying fact.
Well, there's a knock on the door. That's what I was about to get to. Here we go.
Interesting quote or fact. Interesting quote or fact. Interesting quote or fact. It's time for the interesting quote or fact of the week.
Yes, indeed. Right. We're going to do fact and quote this week. Now, I had a bit of a team meeting with Chuds and the team, and I said, how much do you think the business rates are at Manchester Airport? And actually, I slightly got it wrong. Let me tell you now, for those of you listening and watching, it's extortionate, and they've gone up hugely since their 2019 numbers. But what I slightly got wrong was MAG, which is the Manchester Airport Group, own 3 airports. One of them is obviously Manchester Airport. One of them is London Stansted, which is, I suppose, Chud's and I's local. And then another one is East Midlands. I've never flown out of East Midlands, but I'm guessing that's the smaller of the 3, because Stansted is definitely a very busy airport. And so the question that I'm putting to everyone, and Oliver will let you join in on this, what do you think the business rate bill is for those 3 airports. So this is what the Manchester Airport Group pays for London Stansted, East Midlands and Manchester Airport. What do you reckon it is? Let me just give you some guessing, thinking music while you're thinking about it.
Honestly, I wouldn't even know where to start with that one because there's a lot.
You have to pick your numbers, Oliver, or we're going to chuck you off the podcast.
I'm going to say £30 million.
£30 million. You'd be wrong. Michael Chudley's over there. He's going to give us the accurate and just probably read the paragraph if you could, Chuds.
MAG's total business rates across all its UK hubs now sits at around 75 million. The airport's bosses argue these high rates threaten to increase passenger costs and hold back private investment.
Can I just say, they're threatening to put the bunny on passengers. But you ain't going to find, what was it? Have you got the 2019 figure?
It says business rates at Manchester Airport specifically have doubled since 2019.
So
the airport's property tax bill recently surged to 18.1 million. That's just for their single site.
Okay, right. I'm going to get you to do one more thing here. So let's just look at Manchester Airport is paying 18 million quid, 18.1 million quid in business rates alone. This really drives me crackers, this. Just, can you just do a quick Google search? How many passengers go through just Manchester Airport alone each year?
$32 million.
32 million. So, how do we do that? So, 32 million divided by 18 million. How do we do that to try and find the per head price that everyone that's got to go on each ticket, isn't it?
1.77777.
So it's £1.77. Yeah.
Yeah.
On every ticket, just goes to business rates.
Yeah.
Effectively, you're paying that through your ticket. It's just disgusting. How can they be charging this? It's just. But don't forget, they're getting airport taxes. You pay a tax on every ticket to the local whatever it is. What is the flight? Can you just find that out? What's the fly-in tax that the UK charge? And then there's land fees. It's crackers. I forgot what there's a bloody term.
Flying tax per ticket varies wildly based on where you're flying from, the distance of the flight, the class you're sitting in, etc., etc. In the UK, you pay air passenger duty.
That's it.
Departure
APD.
Tax on every
APD. And that's Ryan O'Leary. The famous CEO of Ryanair. Tell Rachel Reeves APD's too high. Tell her it's too high. APD, keep putting the APD. It goes mad about it. Just want to do something for one evening. Just put Michael O'Leary, Ryanair, APD, Rachel Reeves into YouTube. Stop watching this podcast. Don't listen to it anymore. There's way more into APD. Tell Rachel Reeves she can't put the APD up anymore. I think he's going to have a heart attack. The bloke goes so mad about it.
Just for context, it's £8 for economy, 16 for premium. That's domestic within the UK. Band A up to 2,000 miles is £15 or £32 for premium classes.
Just a minute, let's pause the thought here. The APD is £8 per in national flight. So if you're going from Manchester to Scotland, you got to pay Rachel Reeves £8 for that, yeah. But you're also paying £1.77 on your Hoodin flights.
If you're flying over 5,000 miles, Band C is £106 for economy. And 253 for premium classes.
Boy, it's just unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, when you start breaking down the cost of your ticket, really, it's not so fun, is it?
No. All of the money that airlines make on them international things comes from business class and first class, like the back.
Because I'm thinking Band C there is like, well, maybe if I'm going to America or you're going to Asia and you think a £500 ticket, well, that's pretty cheap, isn't it? But like, 253 of that pound is gone.
Don't forget the VAT.
Yeah, gone.
I'm sure there's VAT on airline flights. Can we just check that? Because sometimes there's no VAT on train travel, by the way. Anyway.
In the UK, it is 0 rated.
What for? So again, APD instead of VAT.
Yeah. I'll type in international. No VAT on international.
All right. So they're getting it on APD. podcast thus far, but maybe you want more profitability, more growth. Well, check out the Business Accelerator program. This is a program that I've designed for entrepreneurs and business owners that are seriously hungry and ambitious. It's not for startups. This is for people already in the trenches. They've already got a team. They already want to have more. They already know the basics. The program includes monthly audits where we'll check your website, emails, and customer service to make sure they're always on point. We've got a qualified accountant that coaches you and your management team one-to-one each and every single month. Group coaching calls with me where you bring all your challenges and I do my best to prescribe the medicine so we get through those challenges. There's also a nifty bit of software that manages the accountability in your team. We've designed this in-house to make sure that we stay on point. Accountability is such a big thing for entrepreneurs and management teams in business. Also, you get to come to all my monthly events and workshops. So if you like the idea of Business Accelerator program and you want to find out just how flipping fantastic value for money it is, honestly, I think it's cheaper than you may think, then this investment will help grow your business. There's a link in the podcast description, and I'll see you there to grow your business. See, you do pay VAT on your business.
We do, yeah. We're selling vouchers.
I don't think you need to pay VAT. I think you should check.
Yeah, I've been through this. I've been through it, like with my accountant, and like we do. Unfortunately, it used to be in the past that balloon flight voucher sales were zero rated, but unfortunately they changed it at some point in the noughties, and we now have to pay VAT.
I've got an idea on vouchers. If you sell some, do you get unclaimed vouchers? People buy vouchers and then don't use it.
Yeah, so like this is what I was going to talk to you about. So we get quite a bit of non-redemption, is what we call it, where the voucher expires and they've never flown. So effectively, it's money for nothing. Yeah.
I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to find some other products that are zero rated and sell vouchers for that. So you set up another business. Then, if you've got zero rated stuff that people buy vouchers for that they can either use on zero rated stuff and full rated stuff, if it's unused after a period, then you can put that all through without losing the VAT on it.
So we kind of do that already, I think, because we bought a load of children's merchandise, Yorkshire Balloon Flights merchandise, and in our T&Cs it says that.
Yeah.
I've looked into this quite a lot in the past, like the loophole and stuff, and it seems that because it's a voucher, it does say that it's either valid for a balloon flight or merchandise, and they can go on our website and choose some merchandise which is zero rated. So we only pay the VAT on the
redeemed,
and the non-redeemed.
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
I mean, my accountant actually does make me pay the VAT on the non-redeemed, but it's later down the line. Are you thinking that's wrong?
Yeah, I do think that's wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Because what if they wanted to buy £200 worth of T-shirts?
But I think their argument was that after like so many years, if they've not, they're never going to claim it. And if you want to,
no, I know I absolutely know verbatim that on gift vouchers, if they're unredeemed and they've got a mixture of zero rated stuff and full rated stuff, you can put it through as zero rated. I
think I need to have this conversation again with them, but
confirmed by other accountants.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm glad you've said that, because we have had this conversation a lot in the past. It's been a couple of years, maybe, since we last brought it up.
I would, if you're unsure about it, go and ask 3 accountants, pay them a couple of £100 for their chapter and verse, and if they all agree, then I've got it wrong. But whenever I have those things like that, I always go and get it confirmed and checked out. Yeah.
And I've had there's several, obviously quite a few balloon operators in the UK like ours, and some of them do that, and some of them don't pay VAT on the non-redeemed stuff, and then some of them do, and I'm one that does. But I will definitely follow that up again with my accountant and speak to some other people.
Well, I don't understand why you're paying VAT if it's a transport thing. Are you starting in one place and finishing in one place, or finishing in the same place?
Finishing in a different place.
Then I don't think you should be paying VAT, and I would think you should go and see your MP. Because
it's a fair point.
The transport thing that I've been led to believe that is, if it's a transport thing where you're going from A to B, that's proper transport and you don't pay VAT. So all the pleasure railways around the country, that you've got them steam trains in Wales, they don't pay VAT. if you arrive and finish at the same spot, that's not classed as transport. That's classed as something different. But if you're going from A to B, I don't think you should be paying that. And I think you should. I think you should go and investigate that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I do. Yeah, we've had this conversation in the past, and
go and
as I
ask
say,
a different account. Like if it could be, it could be 20 grand a year for you, couldn't it? So,
it could be massive. Could massively help. Yeah.
Okay, right. So your biggest challenge, sounds have massively depleted since 2024. What I would do if this was my business is I'd be thinking, right, chump, this is difficult. People haven't got as much money. Should I be doing something else that folds into our existing ecosystem? Plus, once people have done the balloon flights with you, they really love you, they probably don't want to do it again. Is there something else that you can do with the database to offer them something else?
Yeah, so I've been thinking about, it's something we never had to do in the past, but I've been thinking about doing wedding tethers. We get some inquiries. We don't advertise it as a product on our website, but we get some inquiries about taking a balloon to a wedding, and for the photographs, the bride and groom get in the basket and, get some nice pictures, and maybe you just kind of glow it in the dark on an evening for an hour for them and disappear. You can charge a fair few quid for that. That's one idea. And then we do get quite a bit, we get a few inquiries for aerial work for TV and production companies. And we've done a few, like we were on Channel 5 last week where we flew 2 balloons out of Cumbria for Channel 5 and did some stuff. We've done a few like that in the past. I mean, but again, we don't advertise it.
Don't do all those things. I think you should do all those things. But what do you do in December when there's no money coming in?
Well, we still have money coming in because we're still making sales 12 months of the year. We're just not flying the passengers.
Yeah, but what are you doing then with your time in December?
So I used to go abroad. I don't do that anymore because I had a little boy. I used to go abroad and fly balloons in the winters. I don't do that anymore. So now I have a lot of free time on my hands.
So yeah, I mean, I would be setting up another business that complements it, that hedge funds the other. But I would,
So I am I'm also a trained chimney sweep, so I do that, and that fits perfectly in the gap. But regarding Yorkshire Balloon Flights, other than running the office and a bit of general upkeep on the equipment, I have a lot of free time on my hands over the winter. So I am a trained chimney sweep, so I do go out and earn some money doing chimney sweeping, but obviously that's just a seasonal thing that fills the gap that used to be filled by going abroad and flying abroad. But I'm aware that I could.
But all of these businesses are, you want to find a boring business that you can put your skill set onto that has repeatable customers, that once they've found you, they buy from you again and again and again. They're sticky. You can expand it. People want to buy it when you sell it. And I think you're always going to struggle to get this into, a £1 million revenue plus business, because I just don't think it's there, because you've been doing it 6 years and you've been doing 12 grand a month, so you've got 150, 200 grand. Let's keep that, because it's obviously something you're passionate about. But is there something else that where you find a customer, they just buy from you again and again and again?
What, are we talking completely separate to the ballooning business?
And do you really think that you can easily build £1 million revenue business from this? No,
but if I'm being honest, I'm not sure I want to. I think balloon businesses are good cash builders because we get the money up front, and it sits. The way I run it is that I leave it there until I've flown the passenger, and then I'll bring it down as our money. It affords me a lot of spare time, but as I say, what I would like, maybe £1 million, maybe not, unless I start doing different areas and different regions. Like our only competitor does, who I don't need to say the name, but you'll probably know who that is.
What I don't like about what you've got here is the weather plays such a part in whether you can operate or not. Doesn't matter how good you are.
Yeah, but that also is a benefit in one way, because it means that we get a fairly healthy non-redemption. As I said before, it's money for nothing, isn't it? But
then it all nets down to you're still taking all the risks for 28 grand a year.
And I mean, I should be clear about that is that was the previous year's profit. We've just done our accounts for last year, and we did 51 grand profit, and that's after I've taken like my wage and my pension out and all the contributions I make for my own personal benefit. So that's like the cream on top, really. But maybe I wasn't clear about that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's definitely not going to be £1 million business, I think, if we stay in Yorkshire.
But there's other things that you've said, Oliver. I'm completely doing this from a devil's advocate position, or a devil's avocado position, as I like to say. You know, like, competition is driving the price down. Empty seats in baskets, and the weather. I mean, are you spending loads on Facebook ads, Google ads to get customers?
Not spending a huge amount, because again, like, so that competition, just to touch on that, like, that's the agencies basically that sell balloon flights on our behalf, and they obviously take quite a bit of a kick from it. So there's the competition, and they seem to spend a huge amount on Google ads. So there's a huge competition on Google ads. I've recently paid a Google ads expert to set up a campaign for me, because I was like completely out of my depth and I couldn't do it. I couldn't seem to get it to work. He's got it working now. But it's like the cost per sale is like massive, to be honest. I'm thinking about stopping altogether on Google ads, because it just doesn't seem to be, it's not doing what I wanted it to do. It's not selling I think we'd be selling the same amount of vouchers without it, to be honest, when I compare it to sales like previous to turning the ads on.
Sometimes they take a while to feed through though, don't they?
So I hear, and obviously you'll know a lot more about it than me. I don't know much about it at all. I'll hold my hands up. But so I'm going to leave it for a while. I'm going to leave it for the rest of the summer and just see how we get on, and maybe run it through until Christmas and see if it does benefit us.
Okay, right. You've got some questions that you'd like to ask me before we ask you some questions. What are you? Can you remember what they are?
Yes, I've got a few extras as well, but
go for it.
But how do you think, we have recently dropped the price a little bit to look more competitive against the agencies that have dropped the price significantly. What can we do other than Google ads, what you've mentioned already, or maybe we need to do more of that? What can we do to increase sales?
Facebook ads, telesales. I would have someone on the phones ringing people up.
Really? Telesales?
Companies.
That's something I've never thought about.
Yeah, I would ring companies and say, look, do you want to treat your staff? I would do direct mail, letters in the post to companies, but you could buy this for your top performer. I think you get some good results on that. You've got to think about the marketeer of your business, Oliver, than the operator. You've got to learn marketing. There was something else that you asked.
Sorry, I just need to get the form submission back up so I can see the original.
I think there was something just at the beginning that I might have just missed.
Question 2. So my friend, another question was, my friend.
Sorry, let me just finish, Oliver. On the sales thing, the discounts thing, have like a 3-level package on your website. So bronze gets this, silver gets this, gold gets this, because some big shots just want to go and pay the big money. And if you don't have the first class option, you might lose the customer altogether. Do you do anything like that, or is it one price?
Yeah, no. So we've got 3. We have got 3 products. So we've got the weekday morning flight voucher, which is the cheapest because it's a weekday morning and most people are at work, so it's not as convenient. That's currently, with reductions, £145 a person. We've got the premium anytime, that's £185, and then we've got the exclusive flight for 2, which is a private flight, which is £1,000.
So what I think you should have is the levels, the time, but then 145. But if you'd like to have a photo on the day printed for you, if you would like a video on the day, if you would like a bottle of champagne up there, anything like personalisation stuff, so that you could. Do you do any of that?
Yeah, so the champagne's included in every flight. They get that during the flight, and then the photo package they can pay extra for. So that is an upsell on the website. When they're buying the voucher, they can opt for that. It's only £20, and we don't print it out. Like, the work involved in doing, like, when we fly the balloon, it's usually got 14. If the basket's full, we've got 14 passengers on board. So, like, I mean, I feel like that's a logistical nightmare, like printing out a picture.
Yeah, well,
for 14.
whatever it is, but yeah, those.
Yeah. We do offer it. It's 20 quid. It's not a massive amount of money, but it's probably only worth 20 quid. They get a digital file sent over with all the photos that we take during the flight. So it helps a bit, but.
Okay, right. What's the next question?
So the other question was, my mate who runs a balloon operation down south, his prices are higher than mine. Like, so he's at like £220 a person, and he does well, and he's got more competition than me. And his argument is that I'm too cheap. Like, he's like, if you put your prices up, you'll sell more because people see it as a premium product. I'm not sure I agree, but I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Sometimes I know that some people only want to fly business class, and if you don't have that option, you don't get the sale.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing my argument with my mate Hugo is that down south, I think people have got more money. I really do, because he sells a lot of exclusive flights. I mentioned the £1,000 flight, which is for 2 people. He sells a huge amount of them. We sell very few. So what that tells me is that people up north don't have as much money. Or they're not as willing
his
to. I don't know.
marketing better than yours?
I think so. Yeah. Like, I must admit, like, his website's very good, and he spends a lot of time on it. Yeah. But. Yeah,
just saying.
He's got a huge amount more competition. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
I'm not so sure that north-south divide affordability is quite the thing now, because you think down south people have got much bigger mortgages than up north, and the income changes are not so different. So I think there's, in many ways, in northern towns and northern areas, there's more slack in their affordability.
Hmm. Yeah, possibly, sir. I know he sells more of the exclusive, more expensive flights than he does on the shared singular flight vouchers that I mentioned at £220 a pop. So it's almost like his demographic, the people he's marketing to are like the wealthier people somehow, and they're not as interested in the shared flights, whereas the people that I seem to be getting are only really buying the shared flights, and they're willing to share a basket with another 12, 14 people.
Yeah.
Overpaying a premium for their own thing. But also, the margin's better on a shared flight in terms of, like, I would rather fly a balloon with 14 passengers at £200 a person than fly an exclusive flight for 2 at £1,000, because I just make more money.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult one. It really is. But
on your third question, how can I better my socials without it seeming fake and forced? Don't post too often, but get okay engagement. I think people would be very interested if you're making good socials. Come with me as I flow my balloon. I just think that is just very unique and interesting.
Yeah.
We're going this many feet today. I think people would find that genuinely interesting. I mean, I would want to watch it. I mean, what are you thinking, Chuds?
It's great. It writes itself. Have you ever wondered what 10,000 feet in the air looks like from hot air balloon? Yeah. This is what it looks like. You could do loads of stuff.
I love what he just said there. It writes itself.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How do you get that? How do you get the reach on that, though? Other than just posting on your,
just get good at making content, and then the reach will come.
If you post an Instagram reel tomorrow with you doing that, I'm not saying you need to fly tomorrow, but if you are actually 15,000 feet in the air and you just do a selfie video saying, "Here I am in my basket, 15,000 feet in the air." I don't imagine Tuesdays looking like that, do you?
Yeah.
Or did you know I've got the most random job in the world? You're probably thinking, what could that be? Here I am setting up my hot air balloon, and you just selfie it. People will be like, where's this going to go?
Oh, mate, honestly, Chuds is so right there. I mean, if you'd like to come with me in my hot air balloon and see what York looks like from 5,000 feet above.
Yeah, that's great, yeah. Everyone, York's beautiful. Let's see what it looks like from the sky.
Oh.
Just these intros are just right.
I mean, like, there's infinite amount of content to make from it. I get it.
Yeah, and don't worry.
You can repeat yourself with that stuff all the time, yeah. You ever seen York Castle from the hot air balloon before? Well, now you can.
Oh, mate, you could like get them like DJI Nanos, couldn't you? Just put around, and so that it just.
Ever wondered how fast a hot air balloon goes? Not very, but come with me anyway.
Yeah. Yeah,
mate, I'll
but
tell you
it's
what
his
you could do.
personality as well. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I've got it to.
Oh, you have.
Oh no, mate, you have.
You reckon?
You're like a super dry, northern, to the
That's
point
what people
attitude
like, yeah.
is exactly what you need. Like,
Right.
I can see this being very relatable. Like, just pretend it's no big
Right.
deal. That's what makes it funnier.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what you should do as well. I've just got such a good idea. Here I am in my balloon delivering parcels to the people of York and dropping parcels into people's presents. Here and then get to that'd be just so good.
I'm trying to think of content where you're actually talking about something else and you're not even mentioning the fact that you're in a hot air balloon. Like, I'm trying to think that you do, I don't know, just reviewing a cup of tea, but you're actually 15,000 feet in the air. So like, people are watching it thinking they're watching something else. Like, I'm seeing the comments come in like, anyone else going to talk about the fact that he's in a hot air balloon? Like, something around the idea that
making a cheese toasty at 10,000 feet.
Yeah. Have you seen those like?
But
exactly.
lads, can I ask a question on this subject? Sorry, Chuds.
No, go on.
But is this going to honestly? Like, if we did that on TikTok or we did that on Instagram and it got 10,000 views, for example, is that actually going to translate in sales? Because someone in
I think it will.
Yeah, absolutely.
someone in Ireland watching it, are they going to be
Oliver, I think they like you. Oliver, let me tell you now, the amount of people that go to Rossi Ice Cream that go out of their way because they watch my content.
That's not even relevant. Like, business and ice cream are not even the same. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
People they've not driven from Birmingham to go to Rossi, but they've got a family friend in Essex and they go, actually, we'll do the extra half hour to go to Rossi. And they send me pictures all the time. Here I am, James, for support you.
I mean, there is a high chance that you'll go mega viral, and obviously a million people are not going to travel and do it. But at least in conversation, if it ever comes up, people will know, oh yeah, I saw that guy on Instagram. Is that Oliver that you were watching? Or you would just be the first thing that they think of.
So you become the product, really, and then they want you to.
Do you know, the things that I would do as well, it's definitely get schools to nominate so that you can, when you go over a school, fly over the school and just drop gifts into the school.
Oh, you could have some fun with that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's illegal. I know here comes the serious stuff, but it's illegal to drop anything out of an
Could you not do
so
some games with you and other people that work in the business that's like...
Surely you can sort of pretend you're landing and then drop some gifts, can't you? On a rope.
Maybe.
On a rope.
Yeah.
And bring it down.
Yeah.
Are you not allowed to do that?
Well, because we fly from the city, so we have to be legally 1,000 foot over the highest point of the city. I'll give you an example. We did a flight last year. We all 3 balloons out of the city, and we flew at a couple of 100 feet over York Minster. And I got back to the office that morning after the buzz of the flight, and then there was an email from this lady in the centre of York that was complaining because we'd woken up a little boy and we were flying too low, and she was going to report us. And so honestly, these things, amazing ideas, but from a legal point of view, especially if we're recording it, you're basically creating the evidence for them to prosecute you. So we have to be careful. Although you are right, there's a lot of cool things we could do for sure.
Definitely just making a cup of tea at 10,000 feet. That is great. Yeah.
Well, you do
the Yorkshire tea thing as well. We did
on Instagram where you pretend that it's going to be a normal routine, but it just absolutely is not because you're getting your hot air balloon ready. You just do come with me as I go to work, and then it's just put your shoes on, making a cup of tea, fire in a balloon. What the hell's going on here? You just kind of you make it stand out.
That would be cool. I like the idea of that a lot, actually. Making a coffee in the morning, getting in the car, closing the door. I'm on my way to work, you know what I mean? And then literally, where is he going? And then all of a sudden, there's this.
And can I just say as well, Oliver, I wouldn't just say, I think your personality is perfect for it.
Yeah. Right. Okay, fair. It's just building the confidence to do it, though, isn't it? You know, you're used to being on camera on YouTube. That's how I discovered you, James. So, it's just being confident behind the camera.
I think people like normal people as well.
Yeah, Oliver, don't produce it too much. Don't make it polished. Just really bring it as normal as possible. I think you'll get some wins.
Right. Well, it's now time for this part of the show, Oliver. It's the question goblet. We need to come up with a name for this.
Goblet.
The goblets of facts. So I'm going to ask you a question now. You have to answer it. What part of your business feels the least predictable or hardest to control right now?
The weather.
The weather. Oh,
But that's
dearie,
easy.
dearie me, not much we can do about that, other than you build other income streams so that you're hedge funding against that. What recurring issue keeps coming back in the business despite your attempts to solve it?
The not having full baskets. That's a problem.
Well,
That
I
is a
need to
problem.
get good at marketing. I don't think you are, Oliver. Sorry to say, mate.
No,
I
it's
think
all
you're
right.
just
I'm not
waiting
offended.
for the phone to ring, aren't you? Well, how about no? Let's be good at marketing. Read 10 books on direct response marketing.
Yeah.
Have you read my book, Getting Customers?
Not yet, no.
I'll tell you what, Oliver. Michael Chudley is going to send that as a gift to you in the post, and I'm going to sign it for you, baby. So
Thank you so much.
all you have to do is read it. It's not cost you a penny piece.
That's great.
Right.
Thank you.
Next question, Oliver. What is stopping the business from reaching the next level, and what major business decision are you currently trying to make?
What's stopping us reaching the next level is not selling enough vouchers, therefore not having balloons full enough. And I would like to buy a bigger balloon to fly more people per flight and therefore increase my margin and make more profit.
There you go. That sounds like a
But
great
I can only
business.
do that if I sell more vouchers.
But you're not good at marketing, and you need to get good at marketing, don't you?
Yeah,
I want you to
yeah, I
spend
do, yeah.
80% of your time on marketing. Direct
Yeah.
response.
Yeah,
Read my book. It's going to help. Are you a member
Yeah,
of
definitely
Entrepreneurs
will.
University?
I'm not.
Right. Log in. It's free to do it. You can
Right.
cancel afterwards. Only costs you 50 quid a month, but it's free to do. And then I want you to do all the marketing modules in Entrepreneurs University.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, it's now time for Guess the Company. It's tombola time. Chuds is turning that tombola. He's going to pick out a mystery number. And Oliver, Michael Chudley, and James Sinclair are going to guess the company. What's the number, Chuds? 24. Mate, that comes along a lot, doesn't it? 24? Do I always say that? Right, we're into the black envelope of death here. And we've got a company. Oliver, have you seen this on the pod before?
I have, yeah.
So we're all going to play along, try and guess the company. Okay, Chance, here we go. Michael Marks started the business as a market stall called Penny Bazaar in Leeds, not far from you, Oliver, with the slogan, "Don't ask the price, it's a penny." It was the first major retailer to sell fresh chicken in the 1960s by developing the cold chain supply method. The company experienced cyber attack in April 2025, which estimated to reduce annual profit by 300 million.
Who had a cyber attack last year?
In 2025,
There's a few people.
well,
Is
it's
it-
definitely Marks and Spencer's.
It could have been one of. I was about to say, is it our favourite brand?
But don't ask the price, it's a penny. Sort of puts you off not thinking. But in the 60s, the pennies could have been quite a lot, couldn't it? Or before then, could have been a lot. Penny Bazaar in Leeds. Oliver, do
I
you
would
know
say I'd say M&S, but then that's a premium. Like,
who was the guy that
cheapens it to
started
say it's a penny.
Michael Marks? It's got to be Marks and Spencer,
Of course
isn't it?
it is.
Who are you going with, Chuds?
Marks and Spencer.
Oliver?
Yeah, M&S. Yeah,
I'm
Marks
going
and
M&S as well. It is Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
Michael, his name was it?
Michael Marks. He
Who's
obviously had a
Spencer
bloke. Dave Spencer must have been his business partner.
Invested.
His name wasn't Dave, but
Yeah.
it was definitely Mr. Spencer. There we go. I like that one.
What year was that again?
No. They developed.
Yeah, just when did it start though?
I don't know. You'll have to check that.
Ah.
But in 1960s, they developed a cold chain supply method.
Go on, guess.
I'm thinking 1870, something like that.
1894. The iconic partnership with Thomas Spencer was officially formed a decade later. 1884, yeah, and then 1894 was when Spencer got involved.
Not a bad guess, was it? 1875 from James
Nice.
Sinclair. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
James
market
Sinclair.
stall in Leeds, yeah.
Market stall in Leeds. I do like this little interesting part of the show.
I like it when it's a business that we know.
Yeah.
Because then you're like,
Can you please put into your
Stevie did like a dog brand that we've never heard of.
No,
And then
yeah.
you just sat here like, all right.
yeah. What you need to do is you need to think of the brands and then come
Then
up with the
reverse
facts.
engineer it.
Yeah, that's it.
I think the fact that she had to write 50 in one go was maybe
Yeah.
the first hurdle.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, Oliver, we do like to slag off fellow
thanks.
colleagues, 2,000 people that listen to this podcast. Right, it's now time to rate you, baby, but we don't let you stick around for that. You'll have to wait till it comes out. So goodbye, Oliver. There he goes. Goodbye, Oliver. Ta-da! There he goes. Right, it's time for 8 Traits of the Greats, where we mark our entrepreneurs on the traits that we've discovered for entrepreneurs. Starting with the end in mind, are we giving him a 1 or a 0? I don't think so.
He did know, he said, didn't he, push back on the millions of pound business. He was like, well, I don't want it to be like that. So he has an idea.
Passionate about his cause. Yeah, he's definitely passionate about the balloons and loves them. Untold amounts of resilience. I don't think it's been that tested yet. Master relations to people, I thought it was very lovely.
Yeah.
Commercial awareness, I do think he understands numbers and money. So he's got that one. They innovate so they don't evaporate.
Well, it feels very different to anything we've heard before, but is he innovating it?
No.
Okay.
The master marketeers, no.
No.
Stay teachable and curious. Yeah, I think he's got that. And that's a nice score. That's a 5, ladies and gentlemen. That's 5.
There's
this
no
business
excuse.
is going to thrive.
There's really no excuse to not make good social content with a business like that.
You know what? I don't. You know, he was going on about people are spending less money. Like, there's definitely that. Do you feel that in your world with your mates and stuff? That,
Yeah, I think so. Everyone talks about it.
Yeah.
Price of this, price of that.
Yeah.
But do people always talk about it? I feel like they do.
What's worrying about it is people can lean into that as excuse-itis because it's everywhere, isn't
I think if you are talking about it, it does subconsciously just make you pause a little bit before you buy
What's he
things.
doing? He's not doing any marketing. He sort of admitted that. He's not,
Yeah.
you know, he's just relying on that phone to ring. And he's relying on third-party sellers to sell for him.
Yeah.
Whereas his mate, I mean, he even admitted it. The mate down south that's doing really well is much more proactive. It's got a better website. I mean,
said it himself.
Evidence.
I like it when you say, though, in an economic downturn, that the same money still exists. Money's not been removed from the economy. It's still around. It's just in different pockets.
That's right. We're doing the model analyzer now. So we talk about margin. Return on investment on marketing makes a good business. The model overall, what's the other one? Management, that's right. So is the margin good? I think that gets I think you can get good margins on this. We give that a 7 out of 10.
Didn't ask him, did we? Like how much it costs for a flight?
No, but it's 100,000 for a balloon. It lasts 7 years, so you get good. I'm guessing 7 on there. I think you could get good return on investment on your marketing, but I'll give it a 5 out of 10 because people are not sticky. Once you've done it, you ain't going to go, I've done that on Monday. I'll see you next week. Management, I think it is very, very difficult. That's a set of skills, isn't it? I mean, I'm close to giving that a 1 out of 10. I mean, I've met some people in my time, and Chud's through doing this with you. You've met some people. How many people have come up to you and go, yeah, I fly balloons for a living? The answer's 0. He's the first bloke I've met. So, it is a very unique skill set. I mean, even Liam Neeson is going to trouble with this one. I've got a certain set of skills that make me very dangerous to people like you. I mean, no one else I've met. And then the model, it's not a model that I'd want to get involved in. I don't like the weather just says,
The weather's not good.
You
no.
shall not be.
He did say he liked
today.
that he gets paid up front. That was a pro.
Oh, that's a good, yeah.
But you just said it there, and that's why I was laughing. People are not doing it on repeat. So if you say, you hot air balloon, oh no, what was that? Yeah, good. Doing it again next week. Really?
Something's just popped into my mind talking about good models.
Interesting quote of fact.
How many people, what's the average return visitors in a lifetime to Disney in Florida, the big Disney World? How often do you think people go there in their lifetime on average?
Okay,
Once you've been once.
Okay, so some people are going to go 10 times and others are just going to go once. So 3.
Very good guess. 3.5 times a lifetime.
I've been once.
You've been once.
I'll probably go when I've got kids, maybe in 10
years. You have
years.
no choice. Hannah will be demanding that.
They might not be, I was about to say the kids might not be Disney orientated, but I guess you ain't got a choice, have they?
It's impossible not to.
They can't avoid it.
No.
Yeah.
So do you know what? I've been to Euro Disney at least 3 times, and I've been to the American one. I think I've been there at least 5 probably.
Mm.
Do you know, I've been there I've been to Disney with my family. I've been to Disney for many work times, and I've been to Disney
For work?
Yeah, well, like there's leisure conferences there.
Cool.
And I had a very enjoyable time going with my mates, all 40 and 60-year-olds at a conference. No queues, managed no moany children. Very good it was.
Mickey Mouse still doing his thing, or
There's some epic stuff at Disney that it's just that no one else can replicate on the planet. So the model, what do we give that out of 10? The cash flow is good, isn't it? 10. So what we got here? 10, 15, 16 out of 40. But if you got better at marketing,
he could make some seriously good content.
yeah, I reckon he can make more from the content than he could fly on the balloonies.
Yeah.
No one can do that.
No one can do that.
No one can do it.
I've got 4 hot air balloons in my garden. What have you got?
Madness. Anyway, gang, thank you very much for listening to the Business Broadcast. Don't forget, we've got loads of events coming up. If you'd like to come to one of our seminars or events, check out all details on my website, jamessinclair.net. We are taking business masterclass. It's going to be January 27, which is only, it's scary really to say this, is like 6.5 months away. We've got this big castle in Hertfordshire. What's it called, Chuds? Do you remember? It's called Ashbury House, isn't it?
Ashridge House.
Ashridge House. What a beautiful place. All details are on my website. We'd love to see you there, jamessinclair.net. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.